Welcome to Waking Up America, the Not Morning Show. Today's news, there's a global egg shortage and prices are on the rise. But why? Let's talk about this while we still can. I am your host, Alexander Graves, the Constitutional Conservative. If you guys enjoy this content, please consider following us on Twitter at America Wake Up. Let's go ahead and get into this. Unfortunately, this episode might get a little conspiratorial. I'm not going to draw any or make any conclusions here. But I think there's some things going on here that need to be talked about, that people are not talking about and should be questioned. If you're coming to this video because you're interested why your chickens aren't laying eggs, there might be a solution here for you, so stay tuned. All right, let's go ahead and get into it here. My co-host is not here tonight. All right. If you guys enjoy this content and want to support it, please head on over to buymeacoffee.com/wakeup. Okay, so if you're not aware, egg prices, as well as all grocery prices, are absolutely through the roof right now. A lot of it's due to Biden's policies, but eggs especially have been just flying through the prices. Prices almost doubled, tripled, quadrupled in certain areas. Why? Let's get into it. This article is from the New York Times. It says, "Can you find eggs here or there? Can you find them anywhere?" Good Dr. Seuss reference. Okay. Customers were limited to 2 egg cartons, according to a sign on a refrigerator door, quote, "due to nationwide shortage of eggs." Other grocery stores, like certain locations of Kroger across the United States and Lidl, I don't know what that is, in Britain, have also limited egg purchases. Price of eggs across some countries are rising sharply. One factor behind the shortages and the sharp rise in egg prices is an outbreak of avian influenza. Now, this is the mainstream narrative right now. Is that it's just the bird flu. We'll get into it a little bit more, but it does not seem like that is the case here. Something weird is going on. Also known as the bird flu, a highly contagious virus that is often fatal to chickens. More than 57 million birds in hundreds of commercial and backyard flocks have been affected by it, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Infected or exposed flocks are culled to prevent the virus from spreading, a measure that has resulted in depopulation of more than 44 million laying hens in the U.S. since the outbreak, according to the Agricultural Department. This decreased the domestic egg supply by about 7.5% on average each month since the outbreak began. Okay. The virus has also been detected around the world, including in Canada and countries in Europe and South America, according to the United Egg Producers, the trade group that represents most commercial egg farmers in the United States. Again, I know this is all egg news. It correlates. Just stick with me here. Quote, "Is avian flu a factor? Yes," Ms. Metz said. "Is it the only factor? No. I would argue it's not even the biggest factor in where these prices are right now." I agree, and we're going to get into that. But there's an important note here. Quote, "This virus is fatal," Ms. Metz said. "Once it comes into contact with your flock, it will kill your birds." Okay, so this virus is so fatal, we're saving the chickens by killing them. That's some COVID logic there. Okay. Now, I have done some independent research on this. I have talked to local farmers in my area that raise chickens, and they all have found one thing that has solved their chicken issue. So if you own chickens and you've noticed that suddenly they just all stop laying eggs, government, everybody seems to think it's the avian flu, but almost all of them have seen startling increases in the egg production of these chickens by switching off of store brand feeds. So brands like Purina have caused these chickens to just stop laying all eggs altogether, and on top of that, they are just randomly dying. These chickens that were otherwise healthy up to this point are dying now because of formula changes in the chicken feed. So why? Now, again, to continue with this example, one of the farmers in my area, they had several chickens that just completely stopped laying. And then pretty much, I think about a week after, they switched them over to a local feed store, just organic feed, or you can use different options, giving them pumpkins, etc. They started laying like crazy. So my question here is, and like I said, I'm not trying to tinfoil hat this as much as I can, but questions do need to be raised. Questions do need to be answered here. One, what did they put in there that caused these chickens to do this? And two, how does a multi-billion-dollar industry like Purina, which is owned by Nestle, which is a foreign company, how did they not do internal testing and realize, hey, whatever we put in here is causing these chickens to not lay eggs? I mean, there's no way that didn't go through testing. There's no way that there was no break in a multi-billion-dollar corporate company that they didn't notice, hey, our chickens have suddenly stopped laying eggs. This is kind of weird. Maybe we shouldn't release this formula. What, like that question needs to be raised. So is this by design? I don't know. Is this stupidity? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I will say to those of you who are having trouble with your chickens, please try switching them to something local, something that's not name brand, something that's organic if you can. I saw a video up here. Again, we're going to get into more examples of this, but and I know this is probably not super interesting for those of you who are not into chickens, but you can switch to goat feed, stuff like that. But this is where it kind of ties in. We know that they're warning us about a global food crisis. Okay. Now, stock prices on these eggs have on the commodities market have scaled. So is this financial greed that's leading these people to do this? Are they trying to starve people? Are they just trying to get rid of domestic ownership of chickens and make you have to rely on higher food prices and rely on the companies there? I don't know. Again, just raising the questions, not drawing any conclusions, not answering it here. Let's go ahead and get into this next part, because this article here brings up several videos and several points regarding other people who have seen this instance. So this is not just circumstance. As I said, I've reached out to local farmers and local chicken owners in my area, and I've asked them, and they all have confirmed this. It is the feed that they're buying. And again, it seems conspiratorial, and it's really hard not to go down that route when you have something like this, but let's continue. Okay, quote from the title, "What's wrong with the chicken feed? People are reporting that their chickens have stopped laying eggs, and their feed might be the reason why." Going from roughly $1.34 a dozen to $7.37, so that's almost an 8 times increase. The state blamed it on the outbreak of bird flu. Again, this has happened where there might have been outbreaks. We're not exactly sure, but they did cull lots and lots of chickens, which obviously would drive the price here somewhat. But I mean, even people with local chickens have not been able to get their chickens to lay eggs, and they're just dying suddenly. It's weird. It's very weird. So like I said, this could be a financial greed aspect. It could be somebody just these companies trying to spike the price, invest in the, I don't know, egg commodity market or something. But it's weird. Quote, "Something is wrong with the chicken food we're buying. Seriously," he said. "My chickens have not laid an egg since July, and nothing's changed. Then I was thinking, maybe it's because my chicken's getting older, or maybe it's bad winter. But according to a lot of people on TikTok, they're having the same exact problem, and people are saying once they switch their food, their chickens are starting to lay again." So this is the TikToker posting this. The TikToker recently uploaded an update after switching his feed, explaining that one of his chickens has started laying like crazy, but the rest of them haven't yet. However, he believes that they're doing okay and things are improving. We have another instance of a woman here who, same thing. She changed the feed over. Let me see if I can find this video. All right, this video right here. Go and listen to this.
In nearly 30-something years of raising chickens, I have never gone without eggs, not even just one. And since before Halloween, I have not gotten a single egg until about a week ago, and I switched the feed that I was giving. I no longer am feeding chicken feed. I have switched my girls to goat feed. Steel cut oats, black sunflower seeds, and goat feed. I have to say, there's something to this. If I have to put my little tinfoil hat on, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I said, it's borderline conspiratorial. At the end of this, it says the government is telling us that the egg shortage is due to avian influenza. Is it possible it's the chicken feed instead? I argue yes. It is, at least in the individuals that I've spoken to, and all of these people that are on TikTok, it is the chicken feed, not avian influenza, that's preventing these chickens from spreading. It doesn't make sense. It's just, I don't understand why they're pushing the narrative. It could very well be both of these things at the same time, but it is most certainly the chicken feed. And I'm just raising the question, why and how did this chicken feed with this new ingredient that they're putting in there, somehow make it through testing and nobody catch it and realize, hey, our sample size of these chickens aren't doing any better. Because, I mean, Purina, the rest of them, they all run on like, oh, this will make your chicken healthier. It'll make them more vibrant, etc. No matter what your opinion is, please comment below. Again, I'm trying not to draw any conclusions here in any which way because it's hard to know, but I just want to raise these questions. Again, comment below whatever your opinion on this is. If you guys enjoyed this content, please consider following us on Twitter at AmericaWakeUp. And again, if you guys would like to support this content, please head on over to buymeacoffee.com. And before I go, I'm going to leave you with one little meme here because it made me laugh. It says, is it a boy or a girl? We'll let the kindergarten teacher decide. Alright, that's it for me. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys who have stuck around, subscribed, and support this content. Again, stay in the fight, keep around the chamber, and watch your back.